And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to something a little bit different, something a little bit special. I know, ESL Masters did begin, and originally we were going to co-stream ESL Masters Asia, but very last minute, very last second, we have a very special event here, the Kashim Friendly Showmatches. Let's go. Very impromptu, very last second, but I'm more than happy to jump in and cover some more StarCraft. Let's go, Poppy, let's go. And we are diving right into this, so, oh my god, I should, there we go. Really just fix some things here. But for those wondering, predictions in the chat are soon to be open because this is something special. This is a best of 5 show match here. We have 2 lined up for us tonight. 2 show matches back to back. The first one is between a Terran and a Protoss. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Solaris, we have the Polish Protoss player representing Storm Gaming. It is Geralt. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the American Terran player representing Matcherino Esports. It is Future. Oh, I pop it off. Let's go. Shout out to Kashim, by the way, who of course just subscribed for 2 months. Thank you, Bobby. Thank you so much for subscribing. The MVP, the VIP of the stream, of course, as Kashim is a big name within the StarCraft community. Without Kashim, Wikipedia would be worse off, and Wikipedia would not be where it is today. So big shout out, big love to Kashim. Of course, he's also a big part of the Polish community as well. Without Kashim, you know, things like the eSport event or the SC2 circuit, it wouldn't be run as smoothly, wouldn't be run as well. So thank you for everything that you do, Kashim, and thank you so much for helping organize these show matches as well. Now, for some context, this is a best of 5 show match here, and thankfully it's not anything too crazy like actually, is it winners take all? Let me just double check. I was like, no shot, Papi. Okay. It's not quite winners take all. It's going to be a $50 show match. $50, Papi. And we are going to be splitting it up. 40 for the winner, 10 for the loser. And there is a Matcherino page as well. There is a Matcherino page. If you want to help support this tournament, you can do so. Sorry, help support this show match. You can do so. Links are in the chat for that Matcherino. We do have the bunker on the way. So far, Zell does come out. Again, it was a proxy Rax here from Future. First Reaper arrives. The bunker is going to be denied. So far, a good reaction out of Geralt, able to shut that down ahead of time. A probe will go down, and the Reaper can get a full scout at least. We can maybe try to pick off another worker as well, but alas, so far, we are keeping up. So far, Geralt is able to maintain his position here. Even pulls a couple of boys, does pull back as well, barely trying to keep that probe alive, and he will. The probe will survive. Adept comes out, and we can shoo away this Reaper. We do have a second Reaper on the way, and again, thankfully, the bunker was dealt with. Thankfully, we don't have to worry about that. Ooh, we are maintaining control of ourselves as Future. Geralt, he's maintaining control of his bases, but Future across the map, he is doubling down here. This is a very delayed CC. Future went for the factory into Starport before that command center here, so a very delayed base in favor of going for a factory and a Starport. Probe goes down, but Geralt got a full scout. Geralt, he got a full scout of the main base. He saw the factory, he saw the Starport. He's aware that aggression is coming his way. The first Adept does get across the map. The Zealot waddling across the map as well. The goal here to delay the CC even further. Adept shades into the main, and the Zealot goes straight for that SCV. Future, his economy, his natural base was already delayed to begin with, and now it's going to be even more so here as the Zealot is finally going to be cleaned up as well. We do deal with this, and Future can finally get the space back up and running. A mine drop is coming up behind this. We do have additional Widow Mines on the way, the medevac as well, and Future is sending everything across the map. A bit of a kitchen sink here, just doing whatever he can to get damage done, but alas, Geralt has amassed an army, kept that Adept alive, has additional Stalkers as well. Behind this, we have a Stargate opener, Phoenix is in production, and we have a Twilight Council follow-up. Interesting, so it looks like Geralt does want to go into Phoenixes initially to get map control, and we have Charge on the way behind this. Blink would be a surprise, not impossible, but I doubt that Blink is going to be on the way. They have the same role as the Phoenix. As the drop is coming in, we're covering up. We try to cover that ramp. One of the mines is going to get picked up. The other does burrow in the mineral line. One Widow Mine goes down. The other is going to pop up. Big connection here on the Phoenix. Workers are going down. That's going to be 4 probes in total. The mine shots didn't quite connect, but the Reapers were going to town, and this will be cleaned up. And was this worth it in the end? The medevac is going to get shut down as well. Looking at the unit's loss tab, as we're not done. Oh. It was 4 probes for 2 Reapers, 2 mines, and a medevac. I would say that this is a decent trade for Geralt, to be honest. Like, trading 1 for 1 essentially, even at shutting down the medevac, a nice little bonus. We do keep all of our Phoenixes alive. We're going to be pushing out, gaining map control, of course. And we even dive on the Raven. We force out the auto turrets. But the Raven is very low. We pick up the Mule of all things. Wait, Geralt. Wait, we're styling, but calm down, Geralt. Calm down. Yeah. The Phoenix. No. Phoenix barely survives. That Raven very low. Thankfully, we do have a repair. We do have a Viking coming out, keeping it alive. But future is contained to these 2 bases. Also, Blink is on the way. I am shocked. This is typically not what we go for here. Phoenix is initially into those Blink Stalkers. Meanwhile, the friendly fire. 2 SCVs go down. Oh my. Speaking of friendly fire. Future maybe a little bit, a little bit trigger happy there. A little bit flustered after the early game. It's been very chaotic. It's been a very high octane early game here. Aggression all around. We've seen SCVs going down. Probes as well. Finally, things are calming down at least a little bit here. And in this moment where we can breathe a little bit, Geralt is taking a 3rd base. He's still trying to maintain control of the bases of his opponent. Takes down an SCV. It's only 2 Widow Mines, by the way. Widow Mines? Only 2 Phoenixes, by the way. And despite that, we still get a surprising amount of damage done. We dove on the Raven earlier. We get 2 SCVs. We delay the racks even. And behind this, we're getting into Blink Stalkers. And Charge as well. Again, I was really shocked to see those Stalkers. I'm really shocked to see that Geralt didn't invest into Phoenixes, period. Just only for a moment before switching entirely into Blink Stalkers. Charge also behind this. We have a Templar Archives. It's going to be a Swarm Toss composition. Just mass gateway units. No Colossus, no Disruptors. Not yet, at least. As the Stalkers move out, we want the Raven. Oh my god. We want the Raven. We don't get it. As we will be retreating. We will back off. Future having a good position here on the high ground. Behind this, as the Stalkers try to rotate around and try to find a way in, we do have a 3-1-1 setup here. Back in the main. Oh, big tank volleys going off. Catching those Stalkers. Good moment here for Future. But there's no 30cc yet. Not saying this is a 2-base all-in, but very committed nonetheless here, as Future is going to be pushing. Slowly sieging across the map. Good control here out of Geralt. He's going to be able to force these slow sieges. This is delaying the push by so much here. Ooh. As more tank volleys go off. Meanwhile, across the map, those 2 Phoenixes. Again, it's only 2 Phoenixes. They get another 3 SCVs. How? It's crazy. Insane how much they've done, as Future is going to be sending it across the map. We have 3 tanks. We have the Raven as well for some auto turrets, for some disables. Storm isn't done. We get the surround, but we need a couple more seconds. Feedback instead. We force the Archon. Good pickup on the tank once again. The Phoenix being the MVP. But the Archon's going to go down. Storm finishes, but there's no High Templar. We will get on top of the tank. But this is still going to be a rough trade for Geralt. Again, he just needed a couple more seconds. If he had 1 storm, 1 good storm is all he needed. Alas, he barely didn't have it, as Future is stimming on forward. Boys are being pulled. Stalkers are going down. There's 0 Stalkers remaining. There's no army remaining here, as Future has barely broken through. He's getting a 3rd CC behind this on location. He's rotating around towards the 3rd base. He's killed 6 workers. It's a lot of Stalkers coming into to reinforce. Oof. Mine shot's not going to be connecting, but we get the mineral line. 15 probes go down, and we go straight for the natural base as well. We can still take a fight. And here come reinforcements. A Future looking to snowball out of control. The mines. Mines, they do force a blink. Auto turret thrown down as well. The Raven's still barely alive. And Future looks like he has pulled this off. Even if he's forced back here, he's done so much economic damage. Overcharge, not good enough. Zealots come in. We have the mines. We have plenty of Widow Mines. And with these Marauders, he can push through these Stalkers. GG gets called, and Future will be taking game number 1. That was That was an intense game, Bobby. GG, well played. A very intense game, number one. Very back and forth. Very, again, high-octane game there between our two players. At moments, Geralt had certain advantages. At other moments, Future did. And again, that push was so committed. To wind it all back towards the end of that game, that was so close just because, well, as we do have to switch servers, but it was so close because again, Storm was on the way. Storm was what, 10 seconds away from finishing, and we had two High Templar. Banking up energy. They were gathering energy, getting ready for those storms, but because the push came a little bit earlier, because we just barely weren't able to hold off, the High Templar couldn't actually make use of their energy. They had to morph into, or they had to feedback, and they had to morph into Archons instead. Less than ideal. And again, if we did manage to have one storm, that would have been the world of difference in that defense, in that fight. It would have been huge. Let's say one storm. We probably would have had two. Would have had two. Un momento. We're good. As we are just going to be heading over to the European server. For those wondering, for those that are curious, the way this works is game 1 is going to be on NA, game 2 on EU, game 3 NA. We're going to be alternating back and forth here between the two regions, just to be as fair as possible when it comes to the server selection, of course. So we are just going to be heading back and forth here between the two servers. And yeah, GG, well played. That was, again, quite close, actually. Went down to the wire there. If Geralt would have defended, again, he would have been up in economy, up in bases. He would have been up in tech as well, because we would have had Storm and would have had more stable setup here getting into the mid game. Everything would have been different. Everything would have changed. And it looks like we are getting into game number 2. Un momento, just getting things ready. As it looks like we have our second map pick. Oh. We have our second map pick. It is going to be Hardlet as game number 2. Also, for those wondering, it is loser's pick, so we don't have vetoes ahead of time. It is loser's pick here for our players. So of course this is going to be Geralt's staging ground. It's going to be his pick and also his server as well. Oh my god. As we are getting into that second game. Oh. Catching him with the chill. Catching him with the chat. Oh, dzień dobry, dzień dobry. Yo, ID Danskik in the chat. I see Danskik in the chat. Welcome, welcome. Dzień dobry. Bienvenidos. Complete slow bro as well. Wormstick. Welcome, Wormstick. Hello, hello. Here we go. We're getting into our next game, and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Hardlet, we have the American Terran player representing Maturino Esports, leading the series 1-0. It is Future. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the Polish Protoss player representing Storm Gaming, the red Protoss, down to the series, but it's a best of 5. Plenty of room to come back. It is Geralt. Go. Gateway Man is doing it. Yeah. Fun fact: coming into the ESL, this final day of ESL Asia, I was pinning Firefly as the favorite, as in obviously the favorite to take down Cyan, and also to take games and go toe to toe with Oliveira as well. I was very excited for it. But again, I don't want to take away from this series either, though, because we have our two lovely players before us. And so far, again, has been quite close, at least in that first game. We'll see if we can tie things up here. I'm hoping for a back and forth. I'm hoping for a longer series. Who needs sleep? Who needs it? Aye, aye, aye. As the probe is going to be moving out. So far, we do have a gate expand setup, gate cybercore into the expansion. This time, Future does throw down his racks back at home. It's not going to be proxied out on the map. He is going to be chilling here. And we are going for an economic opener. That is only a single gas geyser here for Future. Is going into a CC on the low ground. There we go, and it wasn't delayed either. I mean, the probe is here to tase away at the SCV. We should be forcing a second SCV down onto the low ground to help deal with this and to keep this worker alive. Oh, as it does get tased away at. Again, Geralt being so annoying. Now the goal is to get the hell out of here. Reaper is on the way, and the Reaper ideally is going to be hunting this probe down, looking for where it could be hidden. To be checking that linear third base, and it looks like he will come across the probe. Ooh. Geralt, he was trying to hide it, trying to come back in for another scout, but alas, he will be shut down. And Future can get his CC up and running. Meanwhile, back at home, across the map, Geralt, just setting up his, of course, gate cyber expand, getting into his own economic opener, and his tech of choice is going to be a Stargate, but I don't know what to believe anymore. Because the last time we saw a Stargate, we only saw 2 Phoenixes, and then we went just straight into something entirely different. 2 Phoenixes into Blink Stalkers, of all things. As the Depth does arrive, it looks like we will barely delay the CC. Oh my god. Couple of seconds off there. 1, 2 seconds off, but it will not complete. So far, a great job of disrupting the opener here of Future. Geralt maintaining control of the low ground. SCV's on the way. Can we get it? Oh! Urabas! And the SCV will survive. Adept goes down just in time, and Future will take control of his natural. And now we're pushing. Hellions and Reapers are moving across the map. We have our 1-1-1 setup. This time, no Widow Mines. We're getting into additional Hellions instead. And we are going to be threatening that natural base. Speaking of, Adepts are in position. The wall is still not up and running. It's on the way. Shield battery as well. And Phoenixes are in production. We're not getting into Oracles, just Phoenixes. Looking at the vision of Future, he hasn't gone into the main. He is in the dark. He is not fully aware of what is going on. Ooh. And we did have the tech lab on the starport. I assumed that it would just be for Raven production, but no, we're going for Banshees, and we're committing as well. Committing into Cloak. Here we go, we dive on in. We avoid the Adepts, we just rush on past into the mineral line. 3 Hellions do one-shot workers. Oh my god, 3 probes go down already. But this will be cleaned up. We get 4 probes, and we get a full scout of the main, getting eyes on the tech, seeing, of course, the Phoenix production. Oh, Geralt's misplacing that Nexus for a moment there. Bit of an awkward cancel. But for the most part, we do see Geralt maintaining map control. Banshee's moving out. Cloak isn't done, but Future, he barely does avoid those Phoenixes. As they get across the map, we can pick up a couple of these Marines. Only one. Oh, as we can get into the shade. Attack a little bit too close. We go straight for the Marines as well, forcing the unsiege. I'm worried that maybe our Protoss is overextending a little bit here. As across the map, we do have the Banshee going ham here, forcing a recall. Do we have detection? We don't. No detection is available. We got 2 workers, and we're going to get even more. The Cloak Banshee just going ham. Sure, Future may have lost 5 SCVs across the map, but he's getting 5 probes here as well. And even more. The Oracle, it's still in production. We have two Banshees. We get up to 8, soon to be up to 9. There's a revelation. Finally, the Banshee is going to be shut down. But that is just so much inefficient mining, so much lost mining time in the main base. 8 probes going down. And behind this Future, he's settling in. 3-1-1 setup, 3 Raxes, 1 factory, 1 starport. +1 is on the way. We should soon be seeing Stim. And one of those Banshees, I believe, is still alive. There it is. Banshee going to be dipping into the natural once again. The Phoenix is out of position. We will get one extra pro, but it looks like we won't get much more. This second Banshee, not entirely worth it. The first one really popped off. The second, far less so. And this makes a lot more sense. This is what I expected from the last game. As in, we have Phoenixes into charge. Like this in my brain, this makes perfect sense. Remember, last game we had 2 Phoenixes into Blink Stalkers, which was wild. But essentially, again, Phoenixes, they do a great job at having map control, shutting down drops, shutting down Banshees as well. And we have Zealots, of course, to complement, to be the ground army. Geralt's able to get into his 3-base saturation, making 3 workers at a time. With this faster third Nexus, he is helping recover from all those losses. Still not quite there yet, though. Still working on it. Speaking of, Future is working on his own 2-base push, with a much faster third CC behind it this time. So again, not all in. Hopefully. Ooh, oh my god! The Wither Mines, they were hidden underneath the tank. They pop off, they take down the Phoenixes. And the Phoenixes are completely shut down. The bait was real. Future. Aye. And now this is a little bit terrifying. This is scary. We're down to what? 3 Phoenixes. We have a stasis trap in the center of the map, but we don't really have much more to defend here. We have 14 Zealots. To be fair, that is a lot of Zealots. Oh, stasis trap. Up! Do trap the Widow Mines. That's pretty huge. Widow Mines are necessary here to deal with these Zealots. We're scanning ahead of time. We do see a couple of Zealots here at the natural base. 4th base is being spotted. Geralt getting ready to just collapse on this army. It's a revelation. And here come the mass amount of Zealots. The mine shots are not going off. The tanks as well do get picked up. And it looks like Geralt should have enough. Big mine shots, but he does deal with this. The tanks are going to go down. And without these tanks, can Future keep pushing? He's trying. He comes in with reinforcements. He wants to try to break Geralt here and now. Zealots coming in. Widow Mines, how good are the shots? Up! Oh my god. The drag. A lot of Marines went down to those Widow Mines. It did take down a Phoenix, but I think it was well worth it here, as Geralt is going to push this back. And picking up the Widow Mines as well. Good control here out of Geralt. Taking down the Widow Mines, the Medivacs. Up, the mine shots. Once again, a lot of big mine shots go off. But for the most part, Future is forced all the way back home, and we can just keep on going. What is there left to defend? The mines! They take down the final Phoenix's good hold position micro here on these SCVs. Only 10 workers go down. Future is trying to pull off a miracle defense, but you can see that things are snowballing out of control. Geralt, he's on 4 bases. He has a proxy gateway here to reinforce. And there are just too many Zealots. 22 Zealots against 5 Marauders. The numbers are not in Future's favor. And Geralt, he is looking to fight back. He is looking to put a point on the board and make a series out of this. Again, he was able to just handle the army oh so well. The Banshees were good. The Banshee, the first Banshee, was definitely a good way for Future to come back into this. But alas, the way that Geralt engaged with the army was beautiful. The way that he fought here out on the map. Stasis Trap was fortunate. He shut down the tanks, the Widow Mines, despite not having too many Phoenixes whatsoever. Oh no! Speaking of, another big Stasis Trap. And Geralt, he just has no chill. He probably should. He should have a little bit of chill at least. Doesn't want to push into mines. But again, he's up over 20 workers. We have a robot on the way, Robotics Bay, for double Colossus production, or maybe even straight disruptors. Eventually both. I do think that Geralt is overextending a little bit here, though. These Zealots should be cleaned up as they're dealing with this Marine army. We do get into the mineral line. SCVs! SCVs are going down. This is going to get cleaned up, but it did deal quite a bit of economic damage, and we're not done. We probably should be done. We're not, though. We just keep warping. We just keep warping in. We just keep sending zealots across the map over and over again, and they just gain value. At least I'm hoping they gain value. We do have a lone zealot in the main base. Once again, we do hit the third, and Geralt, it's almost like he's doing these zealots like lings. They just keep on going. The constant run-bys. They don't stop. Oh my god. Oh my god. There's no brakes on this train. There's no brakes on Geralt as he just keeps on going. Finally, he's running out of steam. Finally, the zealot run-bys, they do come to an end, and Future can take a moment to breathe. But as he takes a moment to look around himself and look around his bases, he's down to 30 SCVs, less than half of what Geralt has. As Future will finally shut down this proxy gateway. Back at home, Geralt, he's done with the zealots. You know, they've already had their time in the sun. It's all about the Colossi, the robo production. Remember, double robo production, Immortals, Colossi, eventually Disruptors. Now, Future does have a pretty hefty army. He may have lost his economy. His economy, it's in shambles, papi, it's in shambles. But the main army of Future is still terrifying, especially with those ghosts, with those EMPs. But how many Colossi? 2 Colossi already. Extendable Lance in production. Soon to be a 3rd Colossi as well. Can we push in? Can we break this base? Are the rovers exposed? Overcharge is popped. Mine shots baited out by those zealots. Again, Future is trading well here with his marine army. But the Colossi, they're getting ever closer. We have zealots coming from behind as well, and Future is being forced back. I say forced back, forced to lift up, and he goes straight for the main, forcing a recall. At the same time, reinforcements are rallying towards that 3rd base. He wants to get revenge. He wants to be the one to pull apart his opponent. The rope is depowered. Everything at the low ground depowered here. We drop back into the natural. Back into the 3rd even. 12 workers go down. The Nexus as well. Geralt barely couldn't keep up. The Stalkers, they come in for a flank. Oh my god. The flanking reinforcements using this gateway as well. Full medevacs go down. Future, he did an amazing job. He took down a base, he depowered some of the production, he killed a lot of workers. This is true, but can he survive the counterattack? Because these Colossi, they're angry, they're upset. Want some of that Terran for themselves, and mine shots go off. They take down most of the zealots at least. Future, he has a concave. He's holding. He's holding on. Vikings, they have arrived, but we have Stalkers to zone them back. The mines are baited out. Good control once again from Geralt. Boys are being pulled. That's the only way to try to hold on here. The Vikings going ham with the Colossus. Looks like one Colossus may just barely go down. Ooh, it will. The Immortal falls as well. At the same time, another Zealot. The Zealot run-bys. Ay, ay, ay. 7 more SCVs go down. Geralt, he still maintains his 20 worker lead. Isn't mining efficiently here. He's still trying to get his 4th base back up and running. Disruptor production on the way. Templar Archives for Archons. He's just taking up even further, and I still want to give Geralt the edge. I'm surprised that Future's been able to hold on, and he's somewhat stabilizing in a way. He has a terrifying army, but his economy, that is what is lacking. Oh, that's the main. I understand. And it's a bit of a desperation move here, but the main base is being lifted. Going to be landed as a 4th. Now, what's scary about this is that means that this 4th base isn't a planetary or an extra orbital, so we are going to be lacking here a little bit in the defense. Very risky maneuver. But this will keep Future in this game. Meanwhile, the Disruptors are coming out. Oh. He wants the army! Is he looking? No! He's not looking! GG gets called! Oh my god! The Novus connect, and Geralt ties up the series 1-1. Whew. my god. GG. That was wild, Poppy. That was wild. GG, well played. Whew. We have a series. We have a back and forth. Let's go. Let us go. Quite a way there to tie things up, and I mean, the end of the game was spectacular, but the lead up to it as well, like Geralt, he was just all over the place, all over Future, just non-stop Zealot warp-ins, Zealot aggression, left and right, the third base, the main, the natural, just, it was crazy, and Future just could not keep up. Of course, that was after he did end up losing a fight. The momentum swung in favor of Geralt, and Geralt, he just, yeah, never let up. He was unrelenting. It was suffocating. I was getting suffocated for Future. Like, it was it was crazy. It was crazy. It was insane. GG, well played. We have a series. And we are going to be hopping servers once again. And we're going to be getting into game number 3. Going to be taking place on Oceanborn. I'm going to try and keep track of this. We got Oceanborn. We had Hardlead. We had Solaris as well. Beautiful. There we go. We're loading on in. Vamonos, papi, vamonos. Oh. And as a reminder, it's a best of 5. Best of 5. It's still too early, I think, to really commit to a prediction or to really give either of these players too much of an advantage here for how this series will progress. I don't know if I want to say like one player has a distinct advantage over the other, but here we go. We're getting into this. We're diving into game number 3, and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have the Polish Protoss player representing Psystorm Gaming. It is Geralt. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the American Terran representing Matcherino Esports. It is Future. Go Macca's color. Oh, Slowbro, don't tempt me with the Maccas. I'm hungry. As once again, now that we are on the home field advantage for Future, remember it's every odd game on the Americas, every even game going to be on the the European server. And yeah, this time it's going to be another proxy Rax. Now, not the most committed proxy so far, only a singular Rax here outside the natural base of Geralt. Looking to try to swing things in his favor. 2 gases have been taking. I'm curious how committed this is going to be, and whether we do something crazy and even go for something like a tech lab on this Rax, and just double down here on aggression, or if it's just going to be a Reaper, we just go for a factory back at home, which is definitely on the table here for our Terran player. There it is. Yeah, Reaper's on the way. A part of me was like, yo, are we going to go Proxy Marauder? It's been a hot minute. Been a hot minute since I've seen Proxy Marauder in this matchup. I think the last time I saw Proxy Marauder was a week ago. Gumiho. I think Gumiho did it in... Was it a CranKy Cup? It was a weekly tournament. It was one of the weekly tournaments that we do cover. But yeah, it felt like there was a good like week or two where a lot of the Terrans are doing it. Clem, especially Clem, was very fond of the Proxy Marauder a couple of months ago. The last has since fallen out of favor. Bunker is thrown down. Zealot arrives. We shut down the SV. We shut down the bunker as well. And yes, so far, so good. As we're going to be trading 2 for 2. Reaper diving into the main base, getting a read on what's going on. It's going to be on Geralt to minimize losses and to pull back those weakened probes and make sure that they don't get focused down. Oh, ooh, another probe does fall. Good target firing here from Future. Good movement as the Adept finally does arrive, and we will zone this Reaper away. Behind this, we have a second Reaper. Rax is floating back home, where we already have a factory being set up here, and just like the previous time we saw this build, Future, he is delaying his CC and going into a starport. So a 1-1-1 opener out of Future. Very delayed CC. Very aggressive start here to the game. As the Reapers, they dive into the main base. One of them gets surrounded. Another best trade here for Future. He does not get a probe, and he is shoot away. Geralt making up for, again, what did occur earlier. Making up for all those dead workers. At the same time, Adept makes it into the main base. We're going to be looking to get an SCV, and we do barely get one. One SCV goes down. On top of that, Geralt also gets a full scout. He does get eyes on the building CC, so he's aware that this is not a one base all-in. Very important to, again, confirm that. Especially against Future. Future's a very aggressive player. But what am I? The Zealot does waddle in. The wall was not a wall. It's wide open. And it looks like we will be delaying that CC. Forcing that Cyclone back home. Zealot going further into the main base, but should eventually be hunted down. Oh, a very cheeky location. Okay, so a lot just happened. The Zealot dove all the way behind the mineral line to get a scout off and to kill workers. Meanwhile, we do have an armory behind the mineral line, behind the natural mineral line. This is going to be a very committed mine drop. Detection is going to be required. The Robo is still on the way. Oh. And it was a Twilight Council, not a Stargate opener, which means we don't have an Oracle, which means these mines are going to get damage done. A lot of damage done. If we take down an Adept, we take down a Probe as well. Mines have been borrowed, and the armory does finish just in time. And we still don't have enough. We just don't have an observer. It's still not out. These mines are going to reset. Cyclone arrives, shelling away at that third base. Widowmine seconds away from popping off once again, and we do react in time. Getting really good control here out of Geralt, averting disaster. Observer is on the way. Another mine drop coming in. Towards the natural. The mines, they will burrow. They try to. Up. Oh my god. Another 2 workers go down. 8 in total. The Cyclone going ham in the main. This time it's not the mines, it's the Cyclone. 11 probes go down. Up. Ooh. For the price of a Metamac. We reset. So the mines, they do not pop off for a third time. And as the dust settles, Future has an economic lead. He's up 10 workers compared to Geralt. 10 workers plus mules. You can see here deep in the yellow, which is deep in Future. He likes it. It's fine. So again, Future does maintain his economic lead. We have +1 combat shields and stim on the way. Bunker is ready for this as well. And Geralt, he needs to get some counter damage done. How many gateways? 2. 2 gateways into a third base. Economic open out of Geralt, which means he doesn't have too much to work with. He has 6 stalkers. He has high ground vision with the observer. Doesn't have a way to reinforce. There is no robo. There is no prism. But that is a gateway explosion. That is 7 gates. That's going to be 9 gates in total. 7 gates in addition to the 2 that were already done. My oh my. Geralt, he's not taking his gases. This is looking like an all-in from our Protoss player. No gases, which means we're not taking. We're not taking up into Templar Archives, into Archon, Storm, Colossus. Just purely Zealots. And here comes that War Prism. Scan. Oh, can he get the can he get the observer? Second scan. We'll get it. Just barely in time. Now, it did cost 2 scans, so kind of worth it for the observer. And Future is starting to push out, and I feel like this might be ideal for Geralt. Geralt, with these 9 gateways, he's going to be able to amass quite a large Zealot army. So 8 gates, not 9. 8 gates in total. Zealots are on the way. Do we have enough, though? Can we deal with this? Okay, we're going to be steaming on 4. There are Widowmines behind this army as well. take down some zealots, but good control out of Geralt. He does avert disaster. But more Widow Mines have arrived. Geralt is forced back. Another observer's on the way. Geralt's going to rotate around. Still no additional gases. We do have the Forge for +1. But for now, Geralt, he's going to back up. Shield batteries are on the way. Another pylon as well. There's the Bay. We're going to get into Colossus production. Geralt, he's thinking further ahead. He is going to be thinking further ahead here. As likewise, Future, no third CC, is long distance mining, throwing down 2 more Raxes. Oh my god, how committed is Future? Just doubling down here. Oh, the Stalkers, no! Miscontrol, every single Stalker goes down. Ay. The move command was real. The Widow Mines apart, big shots go off. We take down the Prism as well, and it looks like Future is snowballed out of control. Just too many good trades. GG gets called, and Future will take game number 3, taking a lead in this series. Ooh. GG. Oh my god. GG, well played. Future essentially 2-base all in there. He was getting his third CC on location behind it, but it was such a late third. Just so hyper committed with his bio army. Barely breaking through there. Oh. And yeah, it was just a really unfortunate moment towards the end there where, of course, Geralt, he did end up losing all of his Stalkers. That was what, like 6 or 7 Stalkers for free going down. That was a brutal moment. I did see the 1G. I did. I did notice. But Future was able to run away with it, and now we are getting into our next game here. Again, Future has a lead, but we are hopping over to the European server. We will have Geralt now with that home field advantage. Alright, sometimes it takes a little bit long to log into EU. Smooch, buddy, smooch. We're getting there, As again, it is going to be Geralt's map of choice, and it is... Oh, let's go. It is going to be Radisson Station. Because of course it is. Let's go. Beautiful. We have our next map. We have our next map here, and we'll see, does it all end here on Radisson Station, or does Geralt have something special planned in store? Again, a very unique map, a map that we very rarely get to see. I'm ready for it. Here we go. Again, this map, typically vetoed, does have a lot of defensive features, and I'm curious how we're going to approach this, because we've seen one of two things. Either the player that picks this map uses it to, you know, just establish themselves, get into the mid-game, get into the late game with a brutal economy and snowball out of control, or try to lure their opponent into cutting too many corners, being too greedy, and then you catch them with an all-in instead. We can go one of two ways, and we'll see what direction we head in. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Radisson Station, we have the American Terran player, the yellow Terran representing Matcherino Esports. It is Future. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent, we have the Polish Protoss player representing Storm Gaming. Down in this series, looking to fight back, looking to force the ace match. It is Geralt. Here we go. Again, some of the features, of course, of Radisson Station is not just the fact that there is a pocket base. That's a big one, don't get me wrong. That's a big one. But there is no Reaper Cliff. No Reaper Cliff going into the natural or going into the main base from outside the natural either. It is kind of a one-track path here to try to get a scout off. Very difficult. As a result, a lot of players have actually... Oh my god! A lot of players have opted to skip their Reaper entirely because they know that they can't get away with it. It's a straight-up Nexus first against a CC first. This is Radisson Station. Let's go. And this is what I love about this map, is that this map specifically does cater and lean towards very unique builds and very unique openers, because you cannot get away with a Nexus first and a CC first like this on any other map. This is very unique and akin to Radisson Station. It's beautiful, you know, it's amazing. I wouldn't want every map to be like this, not at all, but having a strange map like this, I can appreciate it. I can appreciate it. Behind this, off of a very economic opener, very greedy opener, we're going into a 3 racks. Makes sense because we don't have any gases. 0 gases here from Future, so 3 racks are thrown down. We're getting into our setup. Likewise, Geralt should be going for a full wall off. The other advantage of this map as well is that you can fully wall off here at the natural base, and you don't really get punished for it because we have destructible rocks on the right hand side, which means once you fully wall off and once you're saturated on 3 bases, when you finally want to push out, you can just knock down these rocks and move out. You don't have to destroy any of your own buildings. And there is the forge. Let's go. So yeah, we're just getting into the swing of things here. CC's floating over, gonna be looking to take advantage of it and get our bases up and running, get into our economy. And tech-wise, I am curious. With this Forge, I wonder if it is going to be a Stargate or a Twilight Council. Forge does mean we can get fast +1 attack, but there it is. Stargate is turned down. And I wonder. So I'm fully aware that in the PvZ matchup, rushing into Skytos is a very viable thing. Let's go. And apparently also viable against Terran as well. That is going to be a double Stargate follow-up here. Oh boy. Now, this should be for double Stargate Phoenix, but we'll see if Geralt does something crazy and, again, heads in a different direction. Marines are moving out for some map control, Adept moving out as well. Behind this, we do have a Bio Army being set up here. Stim, a Combat Shield's going to be on the way. Future, he's just amassing a Bio Army, getting ready for a time and getting ready for a push. And if Geralt is too greedy, this Stim timing could kill him. Not saying it will, but it could. Here we go. Adept's going to be threading a shade towards the main base. Marines are revealed, but we haven't seen the main yet. Geralt likewise also in the dark. There it is. We're making 2 Phoenixes at a time, slowly building them up. As Adept does shade into the pocket base, gets eyes on the fact that there's only 1 mineral patch, and the SCV is under fire. Barely gonna escape. Oh, we won it. We're back. Oh. As Adept does kind of chip away at some of these workers, but should be dealt with in the end. Is gonna get forced back. And Future, he can go back to mining out that mineral patch, back to trying to take a 3rd base. The Stim timing is about to hit, but it looks like Future, he's decided to stick around. He's waiting for the Starport instead, waiting for the rest of his tech to kick in. Meanwhile, here come those Phoenixes. And as Geralt moves out, as he gains map control, a big shout out to Kamikaze in the chat. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. Bienvenidos, papi, bienvenidos. Welcome, welcome viewers here to a show match, a best of 5 between Future and Geralt. Again, so far Future has the lead, but here we go. The Phoenixes, they dive into the main. SCVs are going down, and Future, he ignores the Phoenixes. He pushes out. He's moving out across the map. Phoenixes, they did spend a lot of energy here in the main. And Future, can this move out really achieve much? I mean, we're going to pick away at it. We're trying to, at least. Again, the goal here for Geralt is to either pick off units or force a stim. Another Marine goes down. Every stim counts, every stim hurts. There are no medevacs here, no way to support this army. And if there were medevacs coming out, then these Phoenixes are here to deny them. As we go straight for the Marines. Oh my god. Every single Marine goes down. And back at home, do we have anything to defend? We have cannons, shield batteries, sentries, force fields. Immortals as well. Yeah, we skin the natural, and Future is like, nope. He's like, I want none of this, Papi. He just turns back around. No, the medevacs, they get shut down as well. Geralt snowballing out of control, shuts down the medevacs, delays the CC. Future gonna be knocking down these rocks instead. Rocks get knocked down. Are we got a mule? Do we have SCVs? There we go. Yeah. I was like, what's our plan here? Mules are thrown down. It's gonna take a while though. And this has been spotted. And the army's in position. The wall has opened up, but again, it is a narrow choke point. Pushing through here is not gonna be easy. Future has to back off. He's rotating around. Charges on the way. Additional Phoenix production as well. The bay is done, which means we can get into Colossus. A bit of a supply block from Geralt, which is less than ideal, but once he breaks free, he can likewise break free from his contain. He wants another medevac. That's a lot of mines. Forcing friendly fire. Oh no! Massive mine connections here on the Phoenixes. Good connections, but it's still not enough. Not on its own. As we ignore the mines, get into the mineral line. 6 SCVs go down. And Future, he turns all the way back home. And I will say Future's in a really rough position because he was trying to be active and trying to be aggressive. He doesn't find a way in. That's a fleet beacon on the way. It looks like Geralt is getting ready for Colossus and soon to be carriers as well. Can he survive long enough though? That's the real question here. Can Geralt survive long enough to actually make use of this fleet beacon? Because Future, he's got a pretty intense army. He's got a lot of supply. He has a lot of supply to his name, is pushing on forward, scans ahead of time, sees a wall of cannons. Up! Gets a Phoenix. Almost gets a second. Not too bad. Server does get picked off. Future gonna try and rotate around. He's looking for another way in. Looking for another way forward. It's gonna be Phoenix range on the way. Not Colossus yet. Sorry, not carriers yet. That's what I meant to say. As first Colossus has arrived, we're diving on in. The force field. Oh my god, the force fields are insane. Mine shots go off, but Geralt, he is able to hold on. The mine. Ooh. Here we go. We're going for a second dive. The force fields once again just stopping Future in his tracks. He's trying desperately here to close the distance. Breaks through the side defense, breaks through the wall of reinforcements as well. He gets one, and he gets a second as well. The road is. Can he get a third? Oh my god. Doesn't quite get a third Colossus, but he traded damn well. He got 2 Colossi, 2 Immortals. He just needed to get on top of the army. He barely was able to, and now we have some reinforcements on the way. But Future, he may be overextending here. There's not really much to this army. He's pushing in. He's crazy. Again, he's breaking through with 2 Marauders, a handful of Marines. Show CMP. Does graze one of the Colossus. Not much else. The minefield is insane, and Future is going to back off for a moment. He's consolidating his army, getting his 4th CC up and running. Likewise, so has Geralt, and we're going for a Doom Drop into the natural. But carriers are in production. Carriers are on the way. Almost a full medevac goes down. Desperation move here out of Future, and I don't think it's been worth it. Use the mine shot. Oh, the probes! Oh my god. The probes do go down. But these pieces, they shut down another full medevac. With that, as time goes on, Geralt, he's just building up his carrier counts, building up his Colossi. 2 more carriers on the way. And Future is just being outpaced. So the mines are going to be dealt with. We go Doom Drop towards that pocket base. Likewise, Geralt still with a pretty comparable army, even an army that's ahead. Pieces move out. Up. And they barely do not catch the medevacs. Future gonna back off. At least he does keep the majority of his army alive. He's gonna be meeting up with his reinforcements. Future once again going for the mule. I'm gonna work through some of these mineral patches. We do have a decent name EMP. But there's still carriers in position. Like, how do we break through this? We can't. We trade well against the zealots. Medevacs are being forced back. The stutter stepping is real. Oof. Oh my god. Once again, the friendly fire from those Widow Mines taking down most Marines. And with that, Geralt, he does hold. And now he doesn't just hold, he's up to 4 Colossi. Soon to be 5, soon to be 6. We are reaching critical mass. Future on the flip side is looking to transition to Vikings. We have +1 ship weapons on the way, but it's a very delayed upgrade. Very delayed. Very late response here from our Terran, and here we go. Geralt, he's going to be pushing. At the same time, his fresh mining base is exposed. This 5th, it might even be denied. The Marines are going ham. They dive on the base itself. The X is getting very low. Can we get it? Not quite. No, it was close though. Well, it's close. Meanwhile, the reinforcements, we just send it right down the center. Right into the pocket base. We force a recall. Colossi are looking exposed. We dive on top of the Colossus. 1 goes down instantly. We get a 2nd. And we're looking for the 3rd. 3rd Colossus goes down, but we can't get the carriers. Nothing shoots up. It's only Marauders. Nothing shoots up the carriers. They clean up the army. And we still have another Colossus on the ground. It was an impressive dive. It was an impressive dive from Future. He achieved a lot with it, but not enough. Only had Marauders remaining. Here come the Zealot reinforcements. We're getting in some of the Ghosts. No! The Ghosts are going down. It has expensive losses here from Future. Phoenix, they want to chase this down as well. This Future is trying to pull his reinforcements back home. Oh my god, the mine. Not bad. Mine's gonna be popping up. Nuke here at the fresh mining base of Geralt, which has been spotted. Geralt does have detection, thankfully. Whew. Gets picked up. Drop into the fourth. Once again, the main army pushing towards that pocket base. Geralt having a hard time keeping up. He's spread too thin. He has the better army. He has a very powerful army here, but he's not getting the fights that he wants. And this time, recall is on cooldown. This base is gonna fall. And Geralt doesn't turn around. He doesn't flinch. He's gonna keep on pushing. We're looking to trade a base for a base. Likewise, though, Future also pulling back. He's aware that something is wrong. The army, it needs to be somewhere. It has been revealed. The surround! Oh my god! The boys are being pulled. The Marines, they do dive on top of the carriers, and we get a full surround of the army. And oh my god! We swallow it all up. And just like that, in one fell swoop, Geralt, he loses everything. Almost everything goes down. I'm a little bit shocked there. I was leaning back. I was like, mate, this death ball of an army, we're going to move out. We're going to roll over everything, right? But no, he gets caught out in the open. Future having an amazing fight. He catches more of these phoenixes as well. Ay, not like this. I thought we were going to the ace match. No, the mines, they survived earlier. They have reset. We're ready to go once again, and Future, he has maxed out. Ay. Not like this. We still have 4 carriers back at home, but 4 carriers, that pales in comparison to how many did we have earlier? 5. 5 carriers went down in that surround. Oh my god, the friendly fire. Friendly fire is insane. It's going to force Future back. Meanwhile, reinforcements, they hit the right-hand side. Geralt, he's being pulled apart, having a hard time keeping up here. Recalls the carriers back to the 4th base, which means the Natural's exposed. There's just too much going on here. As bases are going down, he wants the Disruptor. Doesn't get it. Doesn't get the Colossus either. Geralt, he's still fighting back. He's still barely holding on. Oh, the Winter Mines weren't dealt with. They're going to reset here on the right-hand side. Here comes the army once again. We're going straight for the Nexus, and we will get it. The base does go down. Oh, the friendly... Oh, my God. Once again, some hefty friendly fire to the Marines. But we stim forward anyway. We're going for the probes. And we're going to get them. 6 workers go down. Army's coming back in. Taking the gas geysers. Now, is Future overextending? Potentially. We need to calm some things down. We need to consolidate the army, bring everything together. Behind this, my god, a wall of Raxes were thrown down to keep the production going. We have the 5th, we have the 6th base now as well. Future's economy is insane. And he once again, he catches High Templar. 2 High Templar go down, Archon as well. Mine shots, some friendly fire here. It looks like Geralt, he will force this back. At the same time, though, the natural base is finally going to fall. And the mines, oh, they're resetting. Never goes up. Never does go off. Geralt, he's got the Future trying to push on in. The mines, they reset. They go off here on the carriers as well. They don't kill anything, but they do a lot of hull damage. Future, he wants to finish them off. He wants the carriers, Papi. He wants them. Protection has arrived. We can clean up the mines. Once again, I do hope the Future, he doesn't rally in. He doesn't want to trickle his reinforcements towards the army. He's going to be pulling back. Let's pull back for a moment, rotating towards the right-hand side, looking to try and disrupt some of these mining bases. Delta going down. Do we have Storm? We do not. No Storm. High Templar falls. And this is not the fight to take. Geralt doesn't have the support he needs. Colossus goes down. The carriers as well. And it looks like, once again, Future, he has done it. We do have a recall. God, but the mines are going off once again. One Colossus makes it out here. We have a couple of carriers as well. It looks like Geralt, he's barely surviving, but at the same time, the natural is compromised. Future just all over this. He depowers the wall. Do you have a defensive orbit of units? Ghost slipping into mineralized as well. There's just chaos all over the place. That's a lot of ghosts. This is an expensive army. Oh. As they do get the Oracle and the Observer. You know what I'm saying? They have to get the hell out of here. Another miss rally. No! Free ghosts! Pretty expensive losses, but at the same time, it may not matter. It may not matter at this point. Just because of how well, or just, yeah, how far ahead Future is. How well established he is. He's taken the goal base. He's expanding on the right-hand side as well. So many bases. Too many bases. Too great of an economy. And again, a lot of this did come down to the big surround that we had earlier. If it wasn't for that, Geralt, he may have just snowballed out of control. He may have been able to max out and just send it. He barely couldn't. We can see Geralt trying to get into double river production to try to keep things going. Oh, the mines, they keep resetting. No. Here comes Future once again. This is the last bastion of hope, the last mining base here of Geralt. And we just dive on the army. We just push forward. We can even just focus out all the interceptors as well. The disruptor goes down. There's 2 carriers remaining. Big EMPs, 1 carrier left, 0 carriers left. GG gets called, and Future will take the series a 3-1, winning his first show match. GG, well played. Oh my god. GG, well played. I was convinced. At a certain point in this game, I was convinced that we were going to get an ace match. I was like, yeah, okay, we got this. You know, we've just shut down the army time and time again. We've built up a Skytoss army here as well with all these carriers. We can just send it and we can get a game 5. We can get an ace match, but again, Geralt maybe was a little bit premature with his move out. Still had more carriers on the way behind this. Was maybe a little bit too adventurous, a little bit too cavalier. He was caught out. He was surrounded. He was shut down, and Future pulls it off. I'm a little bit in shock, a little bit in awe, but just really well done here by Future. And once he was able to take that fight, he gained so much momentum. He was in the driver's seat from then on forward, and because he had map control after that, there was no way for Geralt to try to deny any of the bases. We saw that Future's economy was insane, just mass expanding, taking a 6th, a 7th, and 8th base towards the end as well, just because there was no way for Geralt to really vie for map control. He had lost so much leading into the mid game and leading towards the late game, and yeah, he was just stuck at home, barely defending, barely not defending. Oh, are we playing this out? Are we? Oh. Wait, am I mistaken? Is this a best of 7? Am I crazy? Oh good. Okay, we're good. So Geralt's like, next game, papi, next game. I'm like, it's over. I was just making sure that I wasn't I wasn't like misinterpreting anything. GG, well played. Whew. With that that does wrap up our first best of 5, our first show match. We have one more ahead of us though. Uno más, papi, uno más. Again, exclamation mark, be in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the Wikipedia page and of course at everything that is ahead of us. And yeah, we have Future versus Milky Cow up next in a TVT. Ooh, let's go. Here we go. And I was hoping we could maybe get a small break, not gonna lie, but nah, papi, no breaks, nowhere we're going. We're just getting on into this, and yeah, we are also going to be paying out the predictions. Predictions, baby, predictions. Beautiful, beautiful. Predictions have been paid out. Oh, beautiful. All right. Yeah, we're just going to keep this ball rolling. Okay. And with that, as we get ready for our next best of 5, let's quickly go through or set up the predictions for our next series. Here we go again. Big shout out to Future as well for taking it in the end, and likewise, my condolences to Geralt. He did put up a really good fight, and he was looking damn strong as well. Even in that final game, he had his moments. But alas, did falter and did end up dropping the series. But again, they go back and forth, and that was a very dynamic series overall. In every single game, it was back and forth, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful. GG, well played. Amazing games were had, amazing matches were had, and now we're getting ready for our next best of. If you're in the chat, predictions are now open. Predictions are open, so you can place your bets on who you think is going to be taking this series here in a TVT. In a very different matchup. Oh boy, bearing in mind as well that Future, of course, he just wrapped up a pretty intense best of 5. And, you know, is stamina going to be an issue here? Is fatigue going to be an issue? Or is he just ready to keep this going? Oh, it looks like we're just having some technical issues and we're trying to resolve them. As game 1 is going to be on Equilibrium. Let's go. As a reminder, this is loser's pick as well. And we're going to be alternating. So game 1 is going to be on US, game 2 on EU, game 3 US, game 4 EU, back and forth, and loser's pick for the map. The starting map is actually chosen, I believe the rule is chosen by the caster, but I've since kind of given that responsibility to Kashim. Kashim, our lovely administrator, our lovely host and organizer, he's going to be picking the maps, and he has chosen Equilibrium. I'll be honest, if it was up to me, my starting map for both series would have been Radisson Station. would have picked Radisson Station, 100%, every time. Every time. But yeah, I hope everyone in the chat is enjoying themselves as well. Well, like I'm cruel like that. I just want them to play as much as I can. See, chat, Cristiano's in the chat as well. We could have had some Cristiano action too, papi. Ah. Future versus Cristiano up next. Cap. Keep it all going. Future versus everyone. Terran too strong. True. The future is now. Hopefully Mukia doesn't have ungodly ping. Yeah, hopefully everything's okay. It looks like we are going to be going on a very short break. We do have some technical issues. Hopefully they are resolved. Again, just going to be restarting some game clients and getting things going. So yeah, we can take this moment to get some water, hydrate hydras, stretch roaches, massage your marines, drain your disruptors, and we should be back in a couple of minutes here with our next best of 5. Our next and final best of 5 of the night. Shouldn't be too long. See you soon. See you soon. Until then, enjoy some duct tapes. Let's go. And again, for those wondering who may be tuning in for the first time and aren't too familiar with these players, Shelby, he is a pretty good Peruvian player. He's a streamer as well. He's streaming his POV.
Dios mío, Dios mío, Dios mío. Men, ¿quién me quiere pushar con 4 Belin, 3 mutas? ¡Corre, Forest! No lo dejen ir. ¡Ah! ¡No! ¡Oh! ¡Te pasaste de ver!
But he also looks after the convenience store when his parents aren't around. So he's currently competing, playing, and also looking after the store, and he needs to pause whenever there's a customer.
What I want to know is how far does he have to go? You know, like, is it like downstairs,
so,
right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah, I think it's a flight of stairs. He has to get down a flight of stairs.
you're like a customer. You're like in the, waiting. You know, ding, and then you hear. He's like, like straight up running down.
every now and then, it's like you hear him fall.
Waiting for him to like trip and fall. But I agree. He needs to like set up a camera like at the counter.
Yep.
You know? Yep. Yeah, just like. And then he runs back. Does he like wait for the customer to leave, or is like after he does the money exchange, he just books it up?
For those wondering, I did wake up like 20 minutes before the broadcast, and then took 10 minutes to set up the stream, and then just went and I quickly grabbed some water, to wake up.
Do I need to like Uber Eats you some breakfast?
Oh. No, because then I would have to leave the cast and go get the food.
Your door's not that far, right? Like, listen, if
Yaku?
Shelby can go attend his goddamn store while he plays the tournament, you can probably go pick up some food at your front door, while you're casting. It's totally fine, dude.
Oh, God. Fucking Shelby, man. I love him so much. I wish he was here. Die as well. Ooh, can you finish?
What's your shot? Oh, that's so BM.
It's 99% done.
That's so BM.
That's
No, just leave it. Go in.
It's so
Nina,
close.
just go in. Just leave it alone.
No, she wants
guys...
to. The SCV's coming. It's coming.
No, the guy's already down. You can't get on the floor.
The SCV's he's gonna finish it. He's gonna finish.
Oh,
he did it.
Oh my.
Oh my God.
Right?
Oh my God. It's alive. He saved it.
Okay, question. Did he spend more minerals sending SCVs down to fix it and repair, or could he have saved money if he just canceled and remade?
Yes, nah, he would have saved money if he just canceled and remade. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that duct tape from times gone by. One of my favorites. One of my favorites. Shelby. Fun fact: Shelby, he was actually streaming the other day, like yesterday. AOE 4. God damn it. Este Shelby. But welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to our second show match of the night. Our second Kashim Friendly Show match is, of course, a TVT between these two lovely players. Predictions have since closed, so best of luck to those that were able to get their predictions in. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Equilibrium, we have the red Terran player. It is Milky Cow. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the yellow Terran, the American Terran representing Matcherino Esports. It is Future. Here we go. Again, friendly show. Is there a reason for behind this name? I'd like to know as well. I'd like to know if there's a story behind the naming here of the show match. But overall, it's really great to see these kind of brought together. I should also mention as well, if you want to support this show match, there are Matcherino pages. For both the first and the second as well, if I'm not mistaken. As I do quickly post them in the chat. So if you do want to support them, you can do so via Matcherino. And again, this is a best of 5, so plenty of games are ahead of us. And I'm ready for this. I'm excited. We do have Future. Oh my god! Future in a TVT going for a CC first? Against Milky Cow? What? I'm not familiar with this. So, one, I was about to say, oh, economic opener, you know, racks expand, but it was gasless. It was a gasless opener out of Future. This is so insanely greedy here. And I was about to get into a small rant about how Milky Cow is a very aggressive player. He's going double gas into a factory. Milky Cow, I've seen him be very aggressive and cheese more often than not. So this is a very wild move here out of Future. Very brave maneuver. And we'll see if he can get away with it. We'll see how committed Milky Cow is going to be here. As so far the CC is getting underway. First Reaper in production as well from Future. And Milky Cow behind this. I'm sure, like, if this was any other player, this should be a CC. Yeah, but getting up towards 400 minerals. Should be a CC on that. No, never mind. We're going for a reactor first into Cyclone before Command Center. So again, very committed here, but we do have that 400 minerals. And there it is. CC is now on the way on the high ground for Milky Cow. So Future, he's going to be having a much more economic start to the game. Milky Cow much more aggressive with these initial units. Oh, and that is, well, we are getting into that 1-1-1 setup. Going straight for the starport, straight for a medevac, I imagine. So we're going to be seeing a very different dynamic here in this TVT. For now, Future, he's just scouting around his bases. Again, it is typically ill-advised to move out with only one Reaper, just because you don't know if your opponent went reactor first into double Reaper production. You don't want to be caught out, you don't want to lose your first Reaper, because things can very quickly escalate out of control. As we're making 2 Cyclones at a time. The starport just, getting its lunges in, just squatting. Getting ready for the game to come. Addlesop into a Raven. So the Addlesops, they just continue here. We go up to 3 Cyclones to gain map control, to move out. CC soon to be on the way. And okay, I'll be honest. I assumed Milky Cow would be the one playing mech. That is a second factory from Future instead. It's CC first into 2 factory mech play. Oh boy. Lovely. So we have mech here out of our yellow Terran player. I was hoping that maybe I'd be able to get to go to bed early today and get some rest, but no, that's not happening. Cyclones have arrived. Big lock-ons even. Reapers are going down. Future, he has to give up on the low ground, and Milky Cow is getting out of hand. It's getting out of control. Reaper goes down. We have 1 Cyclone left for Future. And SCVs are falling. We lose control of the low ground. Given a couple of seconds, we will have additional Cyclones. But until then, Milky Cow has control. A bit of an overextension. Milky Cow is going to lose everything. Rough losing all those Cyclones, but he did get 11 SCVs and some mules as well. Did cripple that economy. I say cripple, did even the economy actually. Remember, Future went for a CC first, so Milky Cow, he had to do some economic damage to even things up, and he was able to do so. Meanwhile, Milky Cow, he hasn't been able to scout the main. We have the Raven. We have Auditar potential, but we haven't scouted the production. Not yet. Not yet, as Milky Cow goes straight for a third CC. Very greedy third timing here from Milky Cow. Off of the 1-1-1. Behind this, getting into his own interference matrix. A second Raven. Sorry, third Raven even. And getting into tank production. So we have Bio Tank out of our red Terran. We have a Cyclone Mech out of our yellow. Sorry, Battle Mech essentially. Battle Mech here from Future. He's going to be moving out. It's going to be difficult to push into tank fire, but how many tanks do we have? We have 2 tanks here on the low ground. We have a third tank coming out as well. Interference Matrix is about to finish here for Future, so he will be able to disable. Scans ahead of time, does see the timing of the third CC. He knows his opponent is trying to be economic. Third CC on the way now for Future as well. Is a little bit behind, is delayed compared to his opponent. But on the way nonetheless. And Milky Cow, he still hasn't scanned. He still doesn't know. I mean, he can definitely try to piece it together. He's up to 4 Ravens. Oh my god. That's a bit excessive, not gonna lie. Just a little bit. We are up to 4 Ravens. Likewise, we have a 4th Raven coming up for Future as well. Oh my god. Keeping up in the Raven counts. Future going to be rotating around towards the 3rd. Pushing into tanks though. Tanks are setting up, some of them late to siege. We disable every single tank, and the Cyclones are going ham. The Autotars, they do hold the line though. The Autotars, they do force back those Cyclones for a little bit longer. The tanks, they do break free. And the army gets completely annihilated, or it should be. As the tanks, they stand strong. That was a pretty rough trade though. What was that? 12 Cyclones went down. 12 Cyclones for 3 tanks. Milky Cow, he does force back the army, but we have more Cyclones on the way. Third base being taken, 4 CC in production. Future, it looks like he wants to slow things down. He's going to be slowing things down and getting into tank production instead. Taking a 4th base. Milky Cow, likewise, I'm sure he has pieced together what's going on. And he likewise is just committing here to a bio tank army. We're in for a long one. We're yeah, it's happening. I hope I'm ready for this. God, it's 2:30 a.m. I'm ready to go. I'm ready. I'm sipping on some coffee. As we have the 4th CC on the way. Future just building himself up back at home. Working towards his next step, of course, additional factories, Viking production, so Viking tank on the way. Likewise, Milky Cow is going to have the more mobile army. He's got Marauders, Marines, Medevacs as well. He can go for some drop play. Going to be difficult though because Future, he's looking pretty well set up. Now taking his 4th. Now what's really interesting, what's really crazy, and what is concerning is that Future is the first to take a 4. Typically, the mech player is slower when it comes to expanding, but Future has been very proactive with these bases. Future has a worker lead, and he's maintaining that worker lead as well. Base is going to get spotted. Milky Cow going to rotate around. He's trying to find another way in, but the tanks say siege. Oh, they do siege just in time. Marauders are forced back. We do have a medevac drop here on the right hand side. Again, you can see that Milky Cow, the pressure is on him to try to pull apart Future, otherwise Future is going to get out of control. But the Cyclones are here just in time. We do morph in the Hellbats. We are able to hold on. Yeah, with the help of the planetary future, he does deal with that drop. We have turrets on the way. We're just turtling up here on 4 bases. Future is up to 80 workers already. Ay, ay, ay. And Milky Cow just now expanding. I wouldn't be opposed to taking the gold base at this point just because Future is turtling. But we're just going to be taking a much more standard base here. Much more sane even. As Milky Cow scans ahead of time, he sees that the tank is looking a little bit exposed. We're going to be able to focus it down. Tank does fall. Milky Cow getting in position. Oh, but we have the interference matrix. The army sims on forward. Do we have enough to protect these tanks? We do not. Auto turrets are a little bit too late. Tanks are pushing forward. Milky Cow is gaining some ground. Oof. Do have the disables, the Vikings going hand, the tanks go down to the Marauders. The Marauders have been putting in so much work. And now that the disables have been reset, Milky Cow, he can keep on pushing. He will break this planetary, not just the base, but also a lot of these workers. We have a couple more tanks trickling in from the production. Can we get into position? Can we pull this off? CVs are going down. The tanks are leapfrogging forward. All the targets are thrown down as well. And 2 tanks go down. Good pickups here from Future. As the Liberator has arrived, and finally he forces Milky Cow back. Yet Milky Cow, he has been neglecting his air control. No Vikings, no Liberators, no more Ravens out of Milky Cow. He's just heavily reliant here on a bio-tank army. Taking more bases. I mean, it means that his army is quite mobile and has a lot of DPS, of course. But without air control, he has no direct answer to those liberation zones. They are going to be quite annoying to deal with. Here we go, Milky Cow pushing towards the south. We'll be rotating around outside of range of those sensor towers. Be threatening these turrets, knocking them down. Tanks are repositioning at the same time. Milky Cow getting ready for his own dive. Scans ahead of time. Future out of position, and we will snipe the sensor tower at least. Tower does go down. Milky Cow behind this, getting the gold. Let's go. Full base is under control of the Red Terran. Stood forward once again, out positioning Future a little bit, but up, the tank. Almost caught out. Will escape. Big anti-armor missile here on the army as well. At the same time, we have a second marauding force. But Future is able to keep up. He is able to keep up. There are the freedom zones as well. Additional starports on the way. Fusion core for Lib range. Looks like Milky Cow, he has understood that this is the game state here that he has to embrace. Future is working on 3-3. Jesus. 3-3 already on the way. We go for the Doom Drop. We dive right on top of the tanks. We bypass all these liberation zones as well. Is it going to be worth it? Oh my god. As the army comes in from behind, we take down, what was that, 5 tanks? 5 tanks and 5 SCVs. At the same time, Milky Cow tries to break in, but there's a wall of tanks. And Milky Cow, his supply plummets. He spent so much trying to break the siege lines on Future, and it just did not work out. Just ramming his face into a brick wall. And the brick wall stood strong. The brick wall was Future. And now we're pushing. Arguably he has too many Vikings. Like, he has so many Vikings. Oh my god. I guess it's going to work out well because Milky Cow is making 6 Vikings at a time himself. So the battle in the air is going to be impactful. Is going to be quite important, actually. Good Future getting ready to rotate around. Pushing towards the goal base, getting on top of the ramp. Getting onto the high ground. Oh my god, the volleys! Yeah, this planetary, it's gonna go down. There's no saving it, no way, no shot. Do try to commit. Nice on siege timing from Future. Does pull back, that's a lot of Hellbats. Big anti-armor, the anti-armor missile does miss most of the army, but disables are real. Tanks are going down, and we just have to give up the planetary once again. Base does fall. Now, Milky Cow still has a decent economy. He's got 94 workers, but he needs another base. He needs another base up and running. He is heavily oversaturated. How many Vikings do we have? 17. Well, the Vikings are coming in. Raven does go down. Oh my god, the Marine army gets annihilated trying to push in. The tanks, they have their way with them. The planetary goes down as well. So we try to drop on top of this. It looks like we will be able to get on top of the tanks. They will get cleaned up in the end, but not before losing planetaries and 20 SCVs. Milky Cow does hold. He does hold on. No, there's no planetary. Not like this. Ah, the Blue Flame Hellions. They wreak havoc here, and they do take down so many SCVs. 36. And mules. 40. Oh. Terran players, look away. Look away. Stop the Terran on Terran violence. Not like this. As Future is running away with this, it looks like he has lost air control, but the Liberators are helping. Ground Army's going to be pushing forward. Tanks are going down. Bit of an overextension from Future. Does throw away 3 tanks and a big chunk of his bio army. This Future, he does rotate around. Thors have arrived. So we're making 5 Thors at a time. That's it's quite a lot of Thors. Again, Future is aware that right now it's all about the battle in the skies. It's all about the air control. As Milky Cow is making 4 Vikings at a time and 3 Liberators at a time as well. No, it's an orbital once again. Oof. SCVs are going down. Orbitals all over the place. Likewise, is an orbital here as the right-hand base as well. So these Hellion Rumbites are doing so much. 19 S 20. 21. 22. 23. 22 SCVs fall here to a Hellion run by. Ay, ay, ay. Insane amount of damage, and again, we're looking for more. Hoping for more. This Milky Cow, he's still just stationed here in the center of the map. These fringe bases still looking very vulnerable here. Here we go, we're pushing. How many Thors is that? They're waddling in. 8 Thors. They're gonna get stuck on each other. But they can focus down the base. It's gonna be a kill on that CC. We'll be pushing forward from here as well. Pushing into tanks though. Ooh. Yeah, rough fight for Future. Yeah, this one he has to stand and fight. There's no turning back from this. The Thors are going ham on the ground army. The Vikings do what they can as well, but it looks like Milky Cow taking the battle in the skies. But we have reinforcements coming in. Just barely in time. The Thors, they add so much DPS as well. Milky Cow does hold. Future did trade well though, and he's just mass expanding. He's taking his gold, taking the southern base, taking the most southern base as well. On the bottom left. Planetaries are on the way. Here we go. Milky Cow is the first to siege. Siege his lives, siege his tanks as well. He dives on the army, drops on top of the tanks. But was this an overextension? It may have been. Oh my god, 2 tanks do go down for free, so Future also overextending as well. Lives have fallen. Where is my Honkai star? It's not here. As Future is breaking through. He doesn't have as much of a lead as he once did. Not anymore. Armies are going to be clashing. Do we have any Ravens? No Ravens here from Milky Cow. Tanks once again taking control of the high ground. Getting onto the SCVs. Southern Planetary. Has it been scouted? It has. We are aware. We know. Planetary finally taking some hits. Vikings are going to be coming in. We do have a Viking lead from Milky Cow. A Syndron 4 takes down the tanks. And his Future, is he overextending? 1 tank, 2 tanks go down. 3rd tank barely survives. And we see a Future just rotating around towards the center instead. Vikings, they try to come in from behind. They're going to be landing here on top of the tanks. Folds move, but it's not going to be enough. GG gets called. Future, he has snowballed out of control with his mech style. And he will take game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. Again, Future, he did gain a lot of momentum early on in that game, and he just barely was struggling to close it out. He was denying mining, denying bases, but we did see that Milky Cow, he had some amazing fights of his own, and he was able to keep himself in it, keep himself in the game. But last Future does take the first game here on the American server, and now we're going to be hopping over to the European server instead, and it is going to be Milky Cow's map of choice. Where does he take us? Where are we going? I am ready for this. Oh, and it looks like that second game is going to be on Alcyone. Okay. We have our map. Well, I'm catching up. Oh god, we're just diving in. Our second game is going to be on Alcyone instead. Again, quite a large map as well. Kind of like Equilibrium, actually, where there are a lot of bases to take. We can end up in split map scenarios. Are we going to see mech again from Future? 2 games in a row? Oh no. Are we going to see mech from Milky Cow? Are we going to see some hyper greed? I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. Also, a big shout out to Tater Tutor in the chat. Morning quack in my veins, papi. Oh, bienvenidos. Welcome. The night is still young. And here we go. One moment though, as I...
Game paused.
Oh, that looks like they need a moment as well. All good. All good in the hood as we do fix that up as well. Once again, McDonald's colors. Red and yellow. Kid burger. But our players do need a little bit of time here to set up their hotkeys. Again, I believe Milky Cow, he is using a different account. So different account than normal, so he needs a little bit of time to set things up. All good. And yeah, as we settle into this, again, just winding it back, it was 20 minutes ago. The early game was 20 minutes ago at this point, but it was some really interesting openers. If you remember, we had Future being hyper greedy, we had Milky Cow being very aggressive on the other side of things, and
Game resumed.
yeah, it was a very interesting dynamic overall. And we'll see if that dynamic stays the same here or does change over the course of this series. Spawning in the top right hand corner of Alcyone, we have the red Terran player. It is Milky Cow. Mac is Mac. Exactly. skip to Mackins. And in the bottom left, we have his opponent. We have the yellow Terran representing Matcherino Esports. It is Future. Leading the series 1-0 and going for a proxy across the map. Ah, you love to see it. Not just one Rax, we have a second SCV, and that is going to be a second Rax as well. Right outside the main, right outside this quite large Reaper cliff. Let's go. The aggression is upon us. So Future, we have a really stark difference here. Remember, game 1, Future was as greedy as you could be. He went straight up CC first. Not even Rax expand. It was just a CC first out of Future. Game 2, Proxy 2 Rax. Proxy 2 Rax is upon us. Reapers are on the way. SCV is moving out for a bit of a scout. Doesn't check the linear or the triangular third base. We are in the dark as to what is going on for now. For the time being, as we are just trying to get a read on what is happening. As we push up the ramp, we should be seeing that the Rax is missing. Is nowhere to be found. Second gas is on the way. And Milky Cow is in some trouble. He went for an economic opener. Rax expand. He cancels the CC. He has to. Oh my god. Bunker is on the way. One in the main, one at the ramp, one here outside the main base as well at the cliff. Big reaction out of our Terran player, and the factory is delayed as a result. Factory has been delayed. We only have one gas geyser. This is ideal for Future. And can he deny that bunker? I mean, he goes straight for the Reaper. We trade 1 for 0, actually. Oh my god. Milky Cow keeping that Reaper alive. It's a rough trade for Future. A really rough moment, actually. Ooh. Milky Cow, he shoots first. No, he doesn't. Oh my god. We trade 1 for 1. The bunker finishes and the Marine gets in. We take down another Reaper and we're bleeding out too much. Future, to pull this off, to pull off a Proxy 2 Rax, you need to build up over time. You need to build up your Reapers, and that just hasn't been happening. And a little bit too wasteful here. Even towards the end, the SVs, they get too much damage done. We're looking for surround. No, what are the Reapers? Barely doesn't go down. We got 6 SCVs. We need more. As Future does have a slight worker lead, but he gets shut down. And we need a moment. The dust is settling. Milky Cow does hold, but is down 3 workers. 3 SCVs compared to his opponents. Future, though, expanding on location. And just now working on his own factory. So Future has a slight worker lead. Meanwhile, Milky Cow has a slight, tech lead in a way. Getting into his CC on the high ground. Future is on location. And we're going for a proxy starport. Oh my god. A proxy starport here to try to get some counter damage done. I love it. Loving the idea. We're going for a Liberator. I would have been content with a Viking as well, just for some landed Viking harass, but Liberator does make plenty of sense. Reaper dips in, delays the CC. Cyclones are in production, but this Liberator is going to hit first. The Marine comes out of the Rax even. Oh my god. Calm down, Future. Calm down. As the Rax is going to try to get some extra scouting information. Does confirm the CC wasn't cancelled or anything crazy like that. And the first lib is on the way. And we do get a couple of SCVs. 2 SCVs go down. Cyclone arrives, forces back that lib. Ooh, averts disaster. We're just landing in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, just make whatever we can, wherever we can. It's going to be a medevac follow-up. Here comes what little army we have. I say what little, I mean the diversity here is quite a lot, actually. We have Marines, we got we have a tank, a Liberator, a medevac, a bit of everything is moving out. An amalgamation of an army. And Future, can he deal with this? Does have 3 Cyclones. Oh, these are vanilla marines. They don't have stim. The tank. The medevac goes down. We get on top of the tank as well. We close the distance. We close the gap. And it looks like these cyclones will be cleaned up. But getting the medevac was huge. It's barely any marines. Barely any marines do survive. Additional cyclones are on the way. And Future should shut this down. He should completely shut this down at this point. Yeah, auto turret as well. We trade out with one of the cyclones at least, but the repairs is not good enough. The Hell Liberator goes down as well, and Future, he's got a lot of momentum going his way. And Milky Cow, he has to back off. He has to respect the positioning of Future. Has to retreat. Meanwhile, Future once again getting into mech. We have 2 more factories on the way. And Cloak Banshee. Ah. We are going to be getting into mech from Future. Meanwhile, Milky Cow back at home, getting into a biocom position instead. Working on +1. Oh, as we are getting a pause.
Paused.
Hopefully everything is okay. Only fair, we did get a pause earlier from Milky Cow, of course. And just making sure that everything is okay. You know, maybe there's some Uber Eats at the door. Some menu log rocking up. I am celoso. I'm a little bit jealous, not gonna lie. Or it could just be a cat jumping on the mouse pad. That's happened more than once for some pro gamers. Where the cat just jumps up and attacks the mouse pad. I think that happened to Dimaga. I remember that happening to Dimaga, I want to say. Here we go. Milky Cow with a siege line here on top of the ramp, ready for any kind of move out. Oh, we scan ahead of time. We do spot the tanks. Good scan from Future. He's going for the disables. He gets every single tank. 1 will escape. 1 does get unsieged, but the other 2 will go down. Only 1 lives to tell the tale, and can it live any longer? Because once again, we're looking to try to shut it down. We're chasing it down. The boys are being pulled. The repair is not good enough. The tank will fall. Another tank arrives just in time, but these have been some good trades here from Future. The new Cyclone popping off. Behind this, 3rd CC getting up and running. 4 CC is on the way. Future, once again, 2 games in a row, he's playing mech and he has an economic lead. It sounds illegal. Cloak is done. Banshee dives into the main base. There is no turret, and workers are going to be going down. GG gets called. The kill move as Future takes a 2-0 lead. GG. Oh my god. GG, well played. Future 1 game away from taking it all, and I mean, again, I do still expect a back and forth. I expect to see Milky Cow. I know that he does have it in him. He does have it within him here to bring it all back and to even try to force an ace match, but things are not boding well. They do not bode well here for Milky Cow. Future, he's got a lot of momentum. A lot of momentum, papi. Oh. And with that, we're going to be hopping servers once again. It's going to be Milky Cow's map of choice. Game 1 was on Equilibrium. Game 2 on Alcyone. Where do we go for Game 3? Do we just go for Radisson Station? Do we just double down and go mech v mech? Not like this. Not like this. We'll see. We shall see. He's just deliberating, trying to piece it together here. Where are you taking us, Papi? Where are you taking us? Where are we headed? He's catching up in the chat. Oh. Like, which map? Milky Cow's like, they don't load for me, Papi. Not like this. Alright, well, depending on his playstyle, I mean, he has been playing Biotank every game so far. I wouldn't be opposed to hard lead, especially considering that Future has been playing a variation of mech. The problem is that, like, Future's mech style has been very active. It's been a very active style, so hard lead, it actually could work against Milky Cow, now that I think about it. What's going to be another big option here, potentially? I wouldn't be opposed to Oceanborn. Oceanborn, a map where you can get a really secure 3-base setup. The 4th is that much more exposed, and that's what maybe you can try to catch Future, maybe being a little bit too greedy, maybe out of position. I am curious. Oh, we have it. It is going to be another large map, another more macro-oriented map. It is going to be Solaris. Yeah, we're just going through all the large maps. Equilibrium into Alcyone into Solaris. Okay, let's go. Of course, Solaris has its own features. Of course, it does have the speed zones that you can take advantage of. There are the speed zones. There's, of course, the richer bases towards the center of the map as well. The bases are a little bit more spread out, though. That's maybe one of the more important things here. As we are loading on in. Is this where it all ends, or is this where the comeback begins? Future, one more win is all he needs to win it all. Milky Cow, he needs to fight back here and now to try to force the ace match. Here we go. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Red Terran player. The Red Terran down in this series, but not out. He needs your energy. He needs your support in the chat to fight back. It is Milky Cow. Milk him. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the American Terran, the Yellow Terran representing Matcherino Esports. It is Future. Here we go. This is where it all begins. As this time Future throws down his racks back at home. This time it is back at home. Do love to see it. Do love to see it here as, yeah, we're getting to some much more standard openers this time. Much more standard openers here from both Milky Cow and Future. Things are going to be calming down. We're going to be easing our way into the mid game, and I appreciate this. I appreciate this, definitely. Ooh, and this is hopefully going to be giving Milky Cow a little bit more breathing room here to actually get into the swing of things, get some momentum himself as well, and hopefully fight back. SCV Scout going to be coming in. It's going to be a double gas opener here from Milky Cow. Likewise, double gas from Future. So there may not be a proxy, but we have pretty aggressive openers overall. As the factories are on the way, CCs are going to be delayed. Now, this shouldn't be a one-base all-in. I don't think this is a really good map for it. One-base all-ins and TVT aren't unheard of, but alas, I feel like they are very map-dependent. And Solaris isn't quite going to be able to cut it. So we go. The natural base is going to be on the way. We do not delay it. SCV gets here 1 second too late. Doesn't make it into the main base. And Future, he does get across the map. Oh, very bold move to move out with that first Reaper. He checks. He sees the factory. Gets the hell out of there. And Milky Cow is just slightly behind here in its CC timing, but not the biggest of delays. Not the biggest of timings. SCV does go down. We'll see what we do with this excess gas. And here we go. Cyclone straight into starport for Future. Meanwhile, no Cyclones here from Milky Cow. He's going for a much more traditional opener, going for Reaper Hellion. This is a good way to gain map control, this is true. And we could even dive on a low amount of Cyclones. But as the Cyclone count gets higher, this army does kind of lose value. And yeah, Future has been very fond of it. Reactor double Cyclone production. Milky Cow, he's diving in. He's going to hit first. Only one Cyclone to defend. So far, we do make use of the high ground. We do actually dive on these SCVs. Two of them go down. Not a bad start. Meanwhile, across the map, oh, we delay the CC. Future's got his orbital on the way, but the Reapers, they get into the main base. There's nothing back at home. SCVs are going down. Not like this, and we're in a bit of an A move. Can we delay the CC even further? We cannot. It does finish up just in time. Meanwhile, across some of the Cyclones, they shut down the Reapers and the Hellions as well. Future, he has map control. He's moving across the map. Thankfully, there is one tank coming out from Milky Cow. He should be able to hold on, but this is a very scary moment for our Red Terran. As Future, he's got a lot of momentum. He killed additional workers, shut down the Hellions and Reapers, and we're just diving in. The tank is gonna go down. We break the natural base, the medevac as well, and is this where it all ends? Is this how it ends here as we take down the mules, we take control of the natural, another tank does come out. We can deal with this, but we've lost so much already. Oh, good control, actually. Really good target firing out of Milky Cow. Does force this back, but he is down 10 workers. 10 SCVs. And Future, he's not done. We have a third CC on the way, additional Cyclones, Banshee production coming into play as well. And Milky Cow has no idea. He has no idea what's going on, and it's mech again. Of course it is. Shouldn't be a surprise. Shock horror, it's mech. Every game so far, Future, without fail, in this TVT, variation of mech. And here comes the first Banshee, straight to the main base. Do we have any anti-air? We have some Marines, vanilla Marines. GG gets called. Milky Cow cannot keep up, not with the aggression of Future, and Future will take the 3-0. GG. GG, well played. That was impressive. Congratulations to Future as he does take the 3-0 in the end. Doesn't drop a single map here, and we had a bit of a back and forth, especially on Equilibrium. I think Equilibrium was a closer game overall, but game 2 or game 3, like Future, he was just so quick to be aggressive, be in the face of Milky Cow, make him uncomfortable, get these small efficiencies, get these better trades, and have that just escalate out of control. And yeah, just really well done there out of Future. You even saw that come to fruition in that last game, where as soon as he got momentum, bam, he counterattacked. He moved across the map, and he punished Milky Cow whenever he could. Non-stop aggression. GG, well played. And not just in this series, but also a shout out to Future for the entire night. He didn't just take down Milky Cow, he took down Geralt as well. And Geralt is on fire recently. Geralt, I would say that he's one of the best Protoss players in Europe. When I think of the top Protoss players in Europe, I think, of course, Max, Pax, Showtime, and Skillus is top 3. I do think that Geralt, he's in contention for top 4. Like, I think he's up there. And for him to go down to Future here says a lot about Future. It does show us that, of course, he is in form, and this is also why I believe that Future underperformed in ESL Masters, right? In ESL Masters, Future, he went down a little bit earlier than most anticipated. Like, it was kind of shocking. It was very surprising, and again, a little bit sad, a little bit bittersweet. But what I'm pretty sure of, even though Future, you know, did get knocked out of ESL Masters, and ESL Masters Americas, the finals are later on tonight, I'm sure Future is going to be there at DreamHack Atlanta. DreamHack Atlanta. So, mate, Future, he pops off here tonight, and if you want some more Future action, if you're local to the American region, to the American scene, consider heading over to DreamHack Atlanta. It's going to be an amazing tournament. Plenty of players are going to be there. I'm sure Future's going to be there. Estrella, plenty of players are traveling as well from Europe. I know that Mixu went last year, and I think he wants to go again, and I'm sure many other European players are going to be going through that open bracket, Korean players as well. So yeah, if you're able to, be sure you're there. Also, before I get ahead of myself, a big shout out to Kashim, a big shout out to Sushi as well. Big shout out to everyone involved when it comes to making these show matches. Really entertaining games. Really good series. Even this last series here that was quote-unquote one-sided, it was a 3-0. Still really good games nonetheless. I know that TVT has a bit of a reputation. It's a bit of a shame. I feel like the reputation for TVT was built up over years. But in the most recent years of StarCraft, like, I don't know how applicable it really is, especially this recent year of StarCraft. Like, TVT has been so like high-paced and just really dynamic as well, and you know, that slow methodical like siege style of like positional play. You see it every now and then, but more often than not, you have a much more aggressive style instead, and much more active. And it's beautiful to see. GG, well played. Regardless, congratulations to Future, and also again a shout out to Geralt and Milky Cow. They don't go away without anything. They do also make some money themselves, so they do get some prize money nonetheless. If only live VIP was gonna be yo, fun fact, I was looking at prices. I was like, you know what, I'll just for fun, I'll check plane ticket prices to go to Atlanta. Mate, it's like 3.5k. Like, it's so expensive to fly from Australia to Atlanta. It's crazy. it's not gonna happen. I was checking, much cheaper to go to Katowice. Katowice, Poland is a lot more within my budget, more so than America. Like, America, it's insanely expensive. For fun. Well, yeah, I was just curious how much it would cost, and it's like, no, it's not happening. If I were to get any, it would be Katowice. I feel. But regardless, GG, well played. Hope everyone in the chat enjoyed themselves. Again, a big shout out to Kashim as well. He has been lurking there in the chat, speaking up whenever he can. And again, Kashim, he was, of course, not just the organizer of this event, but I mean, we named the show matches after him. The Kashim Friendly Showmatches. So wholesome, so friendly. I still want to know, like, what was the thought process behind this name as well, but it's cute. It's good. I appreciate it. Hopefully the first of many friendly show matches, Kashim. The first of many. But yeah, here we go. With that, we are gonna be done here. For the night. Less than three. The other added bonus of going potentially to IM Katowice is that Kashim is there. I don't know if we'd ever be able to hang. I know Kashim is always working. He's always busy working. During those IEMs, but maybe one day. Regardless, it is 3 a.m. here tonight. 3 a.m. and ESL Masters is still underway. It looks like the Asia region has concluded, and the European regionals are underway. So be sure to check them out. Be sure to support them whenever you can. We are done here for the time being. Part of me feels like maybe I can try to wake up and co-stream ESL Americas, but I also feel like maybe I don't need to co-stream, even if I happen to be awake for it. Yeah, maybe we should all just like chill and just enjoy the broadcast and enjoy the finals as well. For those wondering, today is the finals of all the regionals for ESL Masters, for Asia, for Europe, and for Americas. So yeah, it's take the time to get some nice food, get some snacks. Sit back and enjoy the StarCraft. It's gonna be amazing. Gonna be beautiful. Meanwhile, we are gonna be heading off for the night. We're gonna be giving another StarCraft streamer a raid. Not too sure who. It looks like a lot of people are co-streaming actually. A lot of people are co-streaming. We have Lambo co-streaming, Roddy's co-streaming, Steadfast is co-streaming. Yeah, everyone's co-streaming. Oh my god. I understand it. I understand why. Again, I'm tempted to, but I think I enjoy just sitting back and just chilling. It's all good. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, everyone. Thanks so much for the support. Exclamation mark socials in the chat if you guys want to follow us on social media. Once again, I will post the Matcherino links as well. Huh. Okay, we have the Matcherino link for one and Matcherino link for the other as well. Man, there we go. So if you do want to support the tournaments and support these show matches, we got the Matcherino links in the chat, so you can check them out if you so choose to. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for the support. Did you already cast Babylings replays? I did. I casted after TTT, after the Tenacious Turtle Tussle. We did a viewer replay cast. Casted all of the viewer replays, all of them. It was a lot of fun. It was beautiful. Beautiful. But yeah, with that, thanks so much for watching, everyone. Thanks for the support. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Our next broadcast here on the CranKy Ducklings is going to be, let me just double check. Next broadcast is going to be ESL Open Cup Asia. ESL Open Cup Asia, which is in how many hours? 15 hours. 15 hours time. So plenty of time to get some rest. And again, plenty of time to enjoy ESL Masters. This is going to be beautiful. Let me just get that set up. Until then, hasta luego. Bye. Bye. Hasta luego. Hasta luego.